It all began with a team that felt like a myth. The 2001 Seattle Mariners were a force of nature, tying the all-time record with 116 wins. Ichiro Suzuki arrived from Japan and instantly became a superstar, winning both MVP and Rookie of the Year. Edgar Martinez was the steady legend. His doubles so common they were simply called Edgars. Brett Boone, Jay Buhner, Dan Wilson, and Jamie Moyer rounded out a roster that was deep, talented, and fun. Seattle was electric that summer. Every game at Safeco Field felt like a celebration. The Mariners dominated, clinched the AL West, and seemed destined for a World Series. But heartbreak struck in the ALCS against the Yankees. No one knew it would be their last division title for decades. The legacy of that team became both pride and a painful reminder. Fans told stories of Ichiro and the 116 wins, but the memory faded with time. The victory became a distant chapter, the ghosts of 2001 lingering in the ballpark. For years, the Mariners waited for a new team to step out of that long shadow. The city longed for a new legacy. After 2001, the Mariners entered a playoff drought that lasted 20 seasons, the longest in major North American sports. Each fall, Seattle watched other teams celebrate while their own hopes faded. Felix Hernandez, the king, was a beacon, pitching a perfect game, winning a Cy Young, but even he couldn't end the drought. The King's Court cheered, but the team always fell short. The front office tried rebuilding, signing free agents. Nothing worked. The Astros rose to power and the Mariners were left chasing. A generation grew up never seeing playoff baseball in Seattle. Parents who cheered in 2001 now had kids who only knew losing. Yet fans kept showing up, buying jerseys, and believing. The drought was a shared burden, but hope never truly died. Through heartbreak and near misses, the city waited for October baseball to return. The loyalty of Mariners fans became legendary. The wait was long, but the faith endured. In 2022, the long night finally ended. Calraleigh's walk-off home run sent Seattle back to the playoffs after 20 years. The city erupted, decades of frustration released in a single swing. This team was young, energetic, and led by rookie sensation Julio Rodriguez. Julio's power, speed, and joy made him the face of a new era. Ty France, Eugenio Suarez, and a strong pitching staff joined him. In the wild card, the Mariners staged an epic comeback in Toronto, erasing a 7-run deficit. Their playoff run ended against the Astros, but every game was a battle. The loss stung, but it felt like a beginning, not an end. The Mariners had tasted October again. They learned what it took to compete at the highest level. The city's hope was reborn. The ghosts of the past began to fade. The future finally looked bright. Seattle believed again. The drought was over, but the journey was just starting. The years after 2022 were about growth. The Mariners missed the playoffs in 2023 and 2024, but their young core kept improving. Julio Rodriguez became a superstar, the engine of the team. J.P. Crawford emerged as the emotional leader, his defense and passion setting the tone. In 2025, Crawford was nominated for the Roberto Clemente Award, a testament to his impact. Logan Gilbert and George Kirby anchored a formidable pitching staff. This group wasn't haunted by the past. They were determined to write their own story. The near misses taught them resilience and the value of consistency. The core, Julio, JP, Cal, Logan, and George, grew closer, seasoned by both triumph and disappointment. They were no longer underdogs. They were ready to challenge for the division crown. The foundation for something special was set. The 2025 season was a relentless chase of the Astros, kings of the AL West. As September arrived, the division race was razor-thin. A 3-game series in Houston would decide everything. The Mariners trailed, but a sweep would put them in control. For years, Houston had been a house of horrors for Seattle. But this team was different, confident, focused, and unafraid. Game 1, a tense battle. Mariners win with clutch pitching and timely hits. Game 2, another nail-biter, another Seattle victory. Suddenly, the sweep was within reach. The The pressure shifted to the Astros, their dynasty on the brink. The final game loomed, a chance to seize the division and the season series tiebreaker. Seattle could feel the momentum. The city held its breath. The Mariners had pushed the champions to the edge. One more win would change everything. The stage was set for a dramatic finish. The West was within reach. The Mariners were ready. The final game in Houston began as a tense pitcher's duel. In the second inning, the Mariners loaded the bases. J.P. Crawford, the captain, stepped up, unshaken by the hostile crowd. He battled, fouling off tough pitches, then crushed a fastball for a grand slam. The Mariners' dugout erupted. The Houston crowd was stunned. Crawford's swing gave Seattle a commanding lead and sent a message. Their time was now. The inning didn't stop there. Seattle piled on, scoring 7 runs. Logan Gilbert took the mound with confidence, shutting down the Astros. The final score, 7-3, sweep complete. Mariners players celebrated on the field. They had dethroned the champions. Crawford's grand slam became the defining moment of the season. The division was within their grasp. The ghosts of Houston were finally exorcised. Seattle's dream was alive. The city could sense history in the making. The West was nearly theirs. While the Mariners chased a title, Calraleigh, the big dumper, chased history. Raleigh's power surge put him in the MVP race and within reach of 60 home runs, a mark reached by only legends. He broke records for catchers and switch hitters, hitting his 58th homer during the Houston sweep. Every at-bat was must-see, the city buzzing with anticipation. Raleigh's calm under pressure anchored the team. As the Mariners returned home to clinch the division, Raleigh sat at 58 home runs. Fans wondered, could he reach 60 on the night Seattle ended its drought? The stage was set for a storybook finish. The city was ready for history. 2 milestones were within reach. September 24th, 2025. T-Mobile Park was electric. The Mariners needed 1 win to clinch the AL West. Julio Rodriguez led off with a home run, igniting the crowd. Jorge Polanco followed with another blast. Then Calraleigh stepped up, sitting on 58 home runs. He crushed number 59, sending the stadium into a frenzy. The Mariners built a big lead, their pitchers dominant, the defense flawless. In the late innings, Raleigh came up again. The count went full. He swung, and number 60 soared into the night. The crowd erupted. Raleigh joined baseball immortality. The Mariners cruised to a 9-2 win. For the first time in 24 years, they were AL West champions. Players poured onto the field, champagne flowed, fans cheered and cried. The Astros' reign was over. The longest division drought in baseball had ended. The city celebrated a new generation of heroes. The ghosts of 2001 were finally at rest. The wait was over. The West belonged to Seattle. A new era had begun. The celebration was for more than a title. It was for a city that never stopped believing. The victory washed away decades of frustration and replaced, maybe next year, with "We did it." Seattle shone brightly. Its team now legends alongside the 2001 Mariners and other champions. Homegrown stars, Julio, Cal, Logan, George, and the heart of J.P. Crawford led the way. They played with joy and toughness, reflecting their city's spirit. The championship proved droughts don't last forever. The front office, players, and fans all played a part. The ghosts of 2001 could finally rest. Seattle was reborn, defined by hope and triumph. The 2025 Mariners gave their city a reason to believe again.